like to welcome you all to the RIMPAC International Naval War Games.
Got an unknown surface contact, 8,000 yards.
Is this some kind of exercise?
Probably. I want to have this thing thoroughly investigated.
We'll get a team in the water right away.
Get me on it.
Don't think that's a good idea!
Got it, Chief.
Get out of there, Alex.
That's not good.
What the hell is that?
I think I read that you started off, you wanted to make like a film about the American Navy. Can I just ask how that kind of evolved from that story to making this huge kind of battleship influenced blockbuster?
Well, I wanted to make a film about navies, but I also wanted to make kind of a fun summer movie that didn't take itself too seriously. I've made some pretty intense dramas, and I intend to make some more, but sometimes I just want to have fun. And I was kind of making this movie with my son and his friends in mind, and they're 12-year-olds. So I figure everyone has a 12-year-old somewhere inside of them, and if I could reach out to that 12-year-old, that was kind of the goal of Battleship. So it was my desire, my love of the Navy, and my desire to make kind of a fun summer movie.
And when you were writing the screenplay, can I ask, I guess, how much of an influence the board game did have in writing it? And I guess, was it tricky to try and be savvy in the way that you kind of referenced it?
Well, you know, the board game doesn't offer a lot of clues. It's pretty obviously a simple game. But one of the interesting components of the board game is the blind reveal. You know, I'm trying to find you, you're trying to find me. We hunt around for a bit. Suddenly I find you, and when I find you, I'm going to try and kill you as quickly and brutally as I can, right? Like, no negotiation, no peace treaties, it's just on. And you're going to try and kill me. And that's actually kind of good, like, DNA for a movie. So I was able to take that, and then we had fun with just some, you know, the pegs, like trying to make the weapons look like pegs. And there's a sequence where he and the Japanese officer basically play Battleship for real.
Real bad idea, Lieutenant. Oh shit.
Move it right! Now, team!
Lieutenant, get up! Lieutenant!
The force of weapons posture 1. Warning red. Weapons tight. I want everything loaded.
And just, it was, of course, a lot of it was shot at sea, and that's notorious for being quite tough at times. Can I just ask how you both prepared for that and how that kind of, I guess, met up to your expectations of what it would be like?
The defensive shark combat drills that we would do. You have to be ready to fall into the water at any point and be attacked by sharks. And we studied different military tactics for actual hand-to-hand shark combat.
Shark fin combat.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to know how to fight a shark. That first and foremost. There's strikes and blows and ways of confusing a shark that we worked on.
That was grueling.
That was brutal. I mean, the training, fortunately, we never had to use it. A lot of sunscreen.
Yeah.
A lot of sunscreen. You also have to learn how to hold going to the bathroom, like really hold it for like 7 to 8 hours.
Do what I did and just wear diapers.
See, like, what was amazing is he wore diapers, but like one of the badass things about Rihanna is, like, for real, they had to go and be in these boats, these little the little raft boats that they were in, and he and Rihanna and John Tui had to be in these boats for 5 or 6 hours at a time. And, you know, it's a reasonable request to say I have to go to the bathroom. And they never did. Like, if they had to, it had to bring them in, get them back on the barge. It would have been an hour and a half just to go to the bathroom. And so we had them work on various different techniques for suppressing having to go to the bathroom, which was, you know, that's not the kind of thing that you learn in acting classes, or Stanislavski never talked about that.
Whatever that thing is, kill the battery.
Come on, Goose.
That's not good.
What the hell is that?
I love improvisation, especially if there's actors that know how to do it, you know, and he does. Not all do. And so for us, it was kind of part of that, I mean, almost an inside joke for us that we got to make this big movie, and we got to do things like put him in front of a mirror and let him talk to himself for 20 minutes. You know, none of that was scripted, but it's a style I think we both enjoy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, I think for me, he cast me in front of my lights, and you know, he set that precedent right at the beginning to always challenge the writing, challenge the character, and keep pushing to make it better, what it potentially can be. And improv is part of that, and you know, that is very freeing or it should be for an actor, and I love that process. So you know, to work again with Pete was really a great time. We're gonna go again. We're going again.
We're going again. Doing another one. Lone Survivor after this. You know, when we improvise, he doesn't go crazy and just start talking about any random idea. There's a basic blueprint. You know, it's like, okay, you've got to go into a bathroom and find the you know, courage, give yourself a pep talk so that you can go ask Liam Neeson for permission to marry his daughter. He knows he's got to stay in that box. Whatever he wants to do in there.
And you gave me a heads up a couple days before we shot it, so I can start brainstorming a lot of that as well, which is so fun.
What is wrong with you? You've got skills, but I have never, ever seen a man waste them like you. Keep the ship out of the surf and spray,
Or you will plunge to destruction. Homer, sir.
The fact that you know that infuriates me beyond words. What my daughter sees in you is a great mystery to me. You're a very smart individual with very weak character, leadership, and decision-making skills. Do you have anything to say to me? Anything?
Negative, sir.
Enjoy these naval exercises, Hopper. They're likely to be your last.
I mean, for me, I talk about films like Indiana Jones or Jurassic Park, and I'm not saying, I mean, those are great films. I'm not comparing us to them in any way. That's, you know, that would be pretty presumptuous. But I am saying that that was the tone. Those were the films, you know, I remember seeing that was just kind of like, I could go with my dad or my grandfather, and we all had a great time. There were fun adventures. I, you know, didn't have to think too much. Didn't make me miserable for weeks afterwards thinking about the, you know, it wasn't Schindler's List, you know, or The Deer Hunter, and those, which I both love, but there wasn't that. We weren't thinking Schindler's List.
Deer Hunter.
We weren't thinking Deer Hunter, but you know, we truly wanted people to have fun, and it's not so easy to have fun.
It created a barrier.
My radar's totally out.
We can't seem to penetrate it.
We have 3 destroyers still unaccounted for, so it's conceivable we do have somebody inside.
What are your orders?
We're going in.
Go, go, go!